All right, guys. I think I got it. Now, I always say I think and maybe when I do this type of shit because, like, this shirt right here is so deep that you can. Hold on a sec. I had to get me a little pointer. Now, this shirt is my my fishing rod top. This shirt's so deep, you can literally probably look at it forever and still find more stuff, you know? But right now, I'm just going to give like a quick little overview of what I think it is. Now, this shirt, not only is it talking about the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic tree of life, this shirt is talking about free energy, 0 point energy, quantum physics. All right. Now, at the beginning of the tree of life, you have what we would point at as Superman. It's like the beginning of everything. It's like God itself, the complete God energy, what they're looking for called God spark, or I don't know. I'm not real sure what 0 point energy, but I think this is it. Now, if you look at this, normally the tree of life is kind of like a little egg or something they say, but this is like a box, a three-dimensional box. So when you see the three-dimensional box, you automatically think, when you see the cube, you automatically think quantum physics. Now, quantum physics is a new, kind of like a new science they're working on. It's not really new. They've been trying it since like the 50s, probably earlier than that. But it's a science that is coming along, and it has a lot of different shit like quantum computing, quantum entanglement. There's so many theories that go along with quantum physics, but one of the theories that you can talk about is quantum, it computes more than 1 bit at a time. Like a regular computer computes 1 bit, which is called a qubit. Which is called a bit. A quantum computer can, multiply or compute a qubit. I think it's like 4 squared or something like that, but it's a lot. Basically, a quantum computer can compute more than 1 point at one time. So when you get into quantum computing, you get to where there's no time, because light doesn't travel in quantum theory. Light is instantaneous in quantum theory. Now, this is good that it's on a black shirt. Look at this. This is like space. Black is like the vacuum of space, right? So as soon as God touches the vacuum of space, creation happens. As soon as. So it's like instantaneous creation. And what it's telling you is you are a part of that creation of God. You always have been. You always have been. Now, the quantum part of this is telling you that your positioning in the universe is in more than one spot at once. Look at my PlayStation's listening to me right over here, trying to tell me a command. I'm not commanding you, PlayStation, so step the fuck off. God damn it. See, this is what happens when you start talking too much shit. Let's see, where did I find that picture at? Gotta have a fucking commercial. All right. All right, get that talking shit out of here, because I'll do the rest of the talking today, bro. All right, I don't know what your era is talking about, but we just keep on talking. Where was I? All right, quantum theory means you can be your God spark, your all spark can be in more places than once instantaneously. And it produces the multiple world theory, which means each one of these sides on a box is what they call, I forgot what, superpositioning. So let's say you had injustice right here. You could have, Justice League War right here. You have some other shit going on at the same time. But as soon as God touches the vacuum of space, that creates creation. Now, how do you create creation? If you look at this, there's something, this A right here. People wonder what this A means. And it could mean one of two things. It could mean both. It could mean the abyss when you travel across the tree of life, that hidden Sephirah. It's called the abyss. So that could be labeled to that, but I think it means more. I think it's the Akashic record. So now look at this. It's wrapped around the whole planet. What that is that's like a field of energy called the Akashic record. What it is it's like the total complete memory of the planet. Because when God creates, it's all on record. It's all on record. It will always be on record. Now you see over here, you have the two forms of creation. You know, you can create the whole universe with just sound and light. Sound and light. You know, you have the Om, and it touches with light, and you have, when sound and light touches together, they spiral. There's sound on one side, there's light on one side. So the spiraling, the friction that they're making together when they touch creates matter. Sound and light. So you look at this, it's the moon, but it's a rotary, it's like a gear. And you look, you see 3 and 5. Why do you see 3 and 5? Because the key is missing. The 4. What is the 4? Sound moves in octaves of 4. Tick, 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 tock. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you see over here? You see the Eye of Horus and kind of like in a sun. Why do you see that? Space is radiation. Sound and light makes creation. Sound, why do you see AC? Now, I'm still wondering what this number 23 is, but I don't think it's Action Comics 23. AC is alternate current. Why do I say alternate current? Because when sound and light are interacting with each other, they interact just like a human, back and forth when they create. Back and forth. It's the same thing. It's everything from the micro, smallest atom all the way up to a human. It's the same thing, back and forth. So you have sex, you go back and forth, you create a human. Bam. Same thing. So alternate current is back and forth, back and forth. The movement of sound and light going back and forth is what, the friction is what creates matter, the earth. So you have radiation in space, in the black of the vacuum. You have radiation, which is the sun. You have sound in force, which I would consider Saturn. And the record, you know, the rings is like a record player. It's playing a sound. When that sound, see, this is why you know there's a God. Somebody put this in the way to create life. All of this shit is in the way to create life. Now, it's just like a little overview. But, so you have radiation, you have sound. Together they make matter. Once they work and they have their alternated current and they're in and out, in and out, in and out, that in and out motion, just like a piston, it creates work. That work is in between these little spirals right here. That work in between these spirals is what matter is. So now you have matter. You have the globe, alternate current, sound and force. It's just like a man and a woman. Light and sound creates matter in space, the black shirt. Now, why is this in a cube, though? Why is it in a cube? Because quantum physics, quantum theory says that someone who made all of this shit up for us has given us a false reality also. In a cube, like, you know, when you look at the Pink Floyd sign, lights going inside a triangle and then splitting out in a bunch of different ways. Now, this false reality is probably where I see this broken chain at, because we're living in one of these false realities. It's like a matrix. The cube is quantum theory, no doubt about it. because also with sound and light, the quantum theory, they say space is made up of cubes stacked together, a bunch of cubes stacked together. And when the sound enters it enters it in a sphere, like this, just like this. And that's the beginning of time, because it's not light. It's I don't know what it's called. This is called matter. It's called the making of matter. So this cube we're looking at, and I don't know about all this fucking quantum physics shit. I just been studying over the past few days, and now it's just too much coincidence not to be talking about this. So, I haven't gotten to all of this shit yet, but this cube means we're in quantum reality. We're probably in a fake reality. We're in a reality. We're just looking at a face of it. So now if this is instantaneous, then all of this happens at one time. That moves to the baby. The baby is being born, and how many faces do a cube has? 6 sides, I think. A cube unfolded looks like a cross with a T, a cross, 6-sided. But this baby has been born in 6 different places at one time. 6 different worlds, 6 different multi-realities, 6 different universes, all at one time. He had to do all of this. He had to take God's spark, come down into these different sephiras to learn different emotions, ego, personality traits, all of that to become this. And it became that instantly. And it became that in 6 different other places, superpositioning it at one time. So when when Jor-El and his mom had the baby, it was had somewhere else also. You know what I'm saying? It was had in 6 other positions. But then quantum mechanics, it could be had in a million other different worlds. It could be a million different worlds, because once you start calculating all these numbers, it goes to 4 to the something power. Just a lot of fucking numbers. So imagine Batman trying to steal the kryptonite from Lex. Remember when he tried to steal it, and he, shot the tracer on the back of the truck with the sniper rifle and all of that shit. All of that shit was going on, let's say, on one face of the cube, quantum reality. It was exactly the same shit, but a little bit different going on in another face. That could be like the nightmare world. Remember, he was trying to steal kryptonite in the nightmare scene also, and he stole it in real life. But in the nightmare scene, shit just looks off, but he was trying to steal kryptonite also. So it was probably superposition, and all of this shit was going on at one time. All of the DC universe was going on simultaneously. That's what he's telling us. That's quantum physics. All of our worlds, they're multi-world theories, and we're all doing it at the same time. Multi-universe. This is what Zach is showing and setting up, in my opinion. He's first showing you the creation, that you are a part of God, because when God touches the vacuum of space, it creates that. From all of this, that one spark creates that. But not only does it create that, and it shows you as creating that in the Kabbalistic tree of life, but we're talking about quantum theories also, which means this creation is in superposition in multi-different worlds at one time. And when Darkseid shows up, he's the destroyer of multi-different worlds before he comes to you. Could be the nightmare sequence. So once this baby is had, it has to go back up. So if we come from God, where do we want to go back to? God. How are we going to get there? Once we turn back up, we run into these. So now we ask the computers to help us be God. Just like Matrix, just like Neo did. For Neo to beat Homeboy at the end, he had to side with the machines. You go back up to God. Back through these. That's my thoughts.